Well, what do you think?
Well, I'm listening to all this and I'm thinking about, I start watching TV around 4 a.m. And
Woo, you got insomnia, isn't he?
I start watching around 4 a.m. and I'm on there the other morning, and
it's probably the only time of day you don't see FJB on the TV.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry to distract you. 4 a.m. You're watching TV.
It's easy to distract me. So anyhow, I have my lower back right here, the sciatic nerve, right?
No, sciatic nerve goes down your leg. But go ahead, we'll let you call it sciatic nerve.
Whatever we want to call it.
You got a
Just say
pain
my
in the
back hurts.
pain in the tush.
All right.
Okay.
Once a year, at least once a year, I'm on a 5-day walker, ibuprofens, because I can't walk.
Wow.
Yeah, at least
You should be doing back exercises,
Oh, hush.
20 minutes, 3 times a week, year round,
Yeah.
right?
And lose the sandbag. Go ahead.
So
You walked into that trap.
no, I'm serious. No, you're right. I hear that from somewhere else. That's why I'm telling you to hush. That gets on my nerves, okay? Because somebody else tells me stuff like that. Anyhow, so the point is no. Once a year it goes out, and boom, I got a walker.
Well, it doesn't go out either. That's another fallacy. But go ahead.
I'm not going to get through this.
All right, go ahead. You'll get through it.
So at 4 a.m., I see this guy. He's got this thing on his leg that's sending electronic
Oh my
pulses.
goodness, that's right. I've seen
He's
it.
sending electronic pulses. And I think for $49, I could have been cured.
It's in that price range, right?
I really do.
It's right in that
I think it was $49 or $69.
Well, that's
Exactly.
inflation.
At about 4:30 in the morning, I almost went for the cure.
That's
was like,
inflation. It used to be $29.95. Everything was $29.95 for a while, but now it's $49.
But,
I
do
mean-
you see it's right at that price point Ray says you'll pay for it.
And then within 30 seconds, they amazed me because then they brought out the guy in the white coat. No, I'm serious. The guy in the white. It's 4:30 in the morning. The guy in the white coat says he recommends it to all his patients. We don't know if he's a vet. We don't know if he, what patients he has.
He could be the
He's just-
technician in the rat lab.
Exactly, but he recommends.
What
this.
was the next commercial for Australian Dream and the next one for
Was it copper
No.
something?
what's
Copper Beats.
Relief
Beats.
Factor. The next
Who
one was the
knew?
Relief Factor.
I want to know something. I don't want to get in trouble, but who cares, right? Do beets actually have, or why don't we just buy beets in the store and eat the hell out of these things?
Because they're nasty tasting things.
All
and
right.
Oh, I
nobody
love
wants-
beets.
Do you really?
I love beets. But wait a minute. You could have had a commercial then for Australian Dream. Excuse me, no, for Relief Factors. Got that guy. He used to be on Fox, Relief Factor guy, and then the Australian Dream guy, and then you could have had what's his name, Johnny Bench with the.
No, you got
copper-
Frank Thomas, where he's got all that energy. He used to.
Yeah.
Are you Frank Thomas? Yes, I am. And are you married?
You
to
know what
half-
I can't figure
Are
out?
you married to half a man?
The one I can't figure out is why isn't that somebody can come up with something that you do with zucchini? Because this time of year,
there's so much of
zucchini is
All
so
right.
abundant that there are people giving it away in baskets.
No, you're supposed to make biofuel out of it. Now we got to get to the news here.
All right,
right?
all
We got.
All right, so let me say this.
All right.
I want to say this. For those out there that do not remember, right? You remember that guy, Jacqueline?
Oh, of course.
Oh,
Right,
gosh.
Jacqueline?
Yeah.
Right, okay. All right. He taught us how to exercise in the 60s and whatever, 30 minutes he showed us exercise. Anyhow, that being said, my uncle, Dr. Bob, okay, he is probably, I'm going to say he's about 88. This guy is healthy as can be, but if you go, everything he eats is all these natural things. Natural things. This guy is healthy as can be. I mean, he's the guy that told me to take pure cherry for my joints.
I'm not going to argue with him at all because there's antioxidants and good stuff in cherry. Pomegranate.
It's natural food.
That's what he. That's
Okay, wait a
exactly
minute,
right.
but stop,
he's
wait a minute,
never
stop,
told me.
stop,
he's
stop,
never
stop.
told me go on TV and buy this supplement.
Powdered cherry, yeah.
Right.
Okay,
exactly.
but let's go to the other thing is we already know from what you tell us that he's He doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. He's
Nope.
on an exercise program. He's at ideal body weight. So this is only a part of a total lifestyle he has.
Exactly.
And no, he doesn't.
Exactly.
He doesn't have 70 pounds. He straps on his
Telling
back
you what, you
every morning when he wakes up. That causes his back to hurt, his knees to hurt, and his hips to hurt. Now let's go to about two things we got to do
to the
here.
choir. Okay. Go
Okay, how many deaths from COVID in Fannin County last week?
zero.
Zero. You're still on 171.
Right.
How many recorded cases last week?
I don't know.
One. There were 30-something the week before, remember? So that big old boost with this one, Omicron 5A or 5B or something we got now, it's already come and gone, and we're into another one, right? So here is the news. Well, first of all, we'll just blow past this one. What's that one say? More Americans smoke pot than cigarettes now. Did you
Wow.
realize that one?
Wow.
Hey, Green Room,
And then
did you realize that more Americans smoke pot now than smoke cigarettes? Okay.
And then there's now research that marijuana smoke could damage your brain to.
We've known that.
Yeah, there's research.
I
know what
published that in 1973.
You know what the pothead said when he heard about that research?
Is this a joke or is this real?
No.
He said, "Duh."
All right.
You topped me tonight.
Okay, now you're talking about your uncle that with the cherry juice.
Not when
Yeah.
he said duh.
No, but what's this say?
How strength training can help you live longer.
We know we've always talked about cardio, but strength training increases your metabolic rate for a longer period of time after you've finished than does cardio, and I do both. And your metabolic rate is directly proportional to percentage body fat and muscle. So if you're doing strength training, your metabolic rate related to your muscle goes up. That improves everything metabolically, and you're going to live a little bit longer. So not only should your back be that physical therapy for your back, if you do that plus some strength training, your back's not going to hurt, and you're going to live a little longer, and you're not going to have protein in your urine, and you're going to be burning up sugar when you do it. The diabetes will be better. But that's not the news today. What's the news today?
FDA authorized updated COVID boosters to target newest variants.
Okay, so I'm going to make a comment about this.
You go right
That's
ahead.
why
I am
put it-
not. I may be going afoul of the most powerful company in the world. Okay, but the FDA has absolutely no business releasing a drug that's only been tested in rats. Okay, I don't care whether it's this variant vaccine or what it is. No drugs that's only been tested in rats should ever be introduced to the human market. Take that home.
I want to go to the next point with it. What they're telling us, I think it's going to be available. I bet you'll be available at Southern Drugs by Wednesday of next week. So it was released yesterday or day before. It's going to take them a week to ship it around the country. I've got patients who are just clamoring to get the Omicron variant because their sister had Omicron or they had Omicron. They want to get it again. Nobody died of it, right? The Omicron is really bad flu like H1N1, as I said before. You're not for my myeloma patient or my immune suppressed patient. I'll let them get this shot. But this is the third Omicron variant we've had since Christmas. So they've got the last two, and one of them that's supposed to be in here is about 80% of the cases that are circulating now. But by the time that hits the market, gets distributed everywhere, and takes a month to do
We'll be
so.
on our fourth Omicron.
We're going to be that'll be our 8th or 10th.
eighth or
But we're
10th,
going to
yeah.
be on another, or Omicron might be gone, and we might be on Zeta.
Right.
You know, they running through the alphabet pretty fast. I don't remember what comes after Omega. What comes after Omega in the Greek alphabet? I know Zeta's the last one, though.
Yeah.
So once you get to Zeta, they're going to have to go back and start at Alpha again. But that's the point. They've gone
Like a hurricane.
like a hurricane. They ran out of women's names and they start using men, didn't they?
Bill, what's happened to our profession that this is going on? They're supposed to be assuring safety, okay? And it's not safe.
Well, let's go back to closing Atlanta Medical Center, which hit the news yesterday.
Yeah.
I wondered if you'd bring that up. Go ahead and
All right.
mention that.
Okay. I was on the staff of that forever. I had my tonsils out there in 1946. That was Georgia Baptist Hospital. But there's only 2 level 1 trauma centers in Atlanta, and that's one of them. And if you've been shot, stabbed, or hit in the head with a tire iron, you want to go to Grady or you want to go to Georgia Baptist. Now, they call it Atlanta. They used to call it Tenet after that. Now it's Atlanta Medical Center. And it loses a lot of money. It loses a lot of money because it's in a poor neighborhood. And the number of people that enter there with no insurance and no Medicaid is about 40%. Nobody can survive that. The Fulton DeKalb Hospital Authority supplements Grady Hospital, otherwise there would be no Grady. Fulton DeKalb Hospital Authority does not have anything to do with Georgia Baptist because it's owned by Wellstar. And Wellstar is owned by stockholders. And you can't ask stockholders to lose $100 million a year running a business that doesn't work. So from an economic perspective, the hospital's got to close down. But from a professional and a community perspective,
it's a disaster.
It's my thought that some community group of leaders like Marcus and those guys did to save Grady Hospital 20 years ago should find a way to take that hospital and fold it in to the public hospital system, whether it's state public like the Medical College of Georgia, or whether it becomes 8 counties, all Gwinnett and all the rest of them paying to run Georgia Baptist so they can have a trauma center there. I don't know, but I really don't like the idea of shutting down the trauma center. They have 435 beds there for people with pneumonia and other stuff. That might be absorbable in the greater Atlanta thing, but that trauma center can't be. And I think the fact that insurance companies and pre-certifications and all that run the world now, it just drives me crazy. But I do not know of any hospital that exists in anywhere anymore that's run by the Catholic Church. St. Joseph's not. That's run by the Seventh-day Adventists. The one in Smyrna is now owned by a Hospital Corporation of America. And the Baptists had to get out of the business. And forever, that's who ran our hospitals. It was communities and religious organizations. And then it became corporations, and I don't know. It's different than we were born up with. And my daddy thought that when Elvis Presley was on television, the world was coming to an end because he shook his fanny. So I think we're just dinosaurs, Ray.
Poverty kills.
I got to go back to work.
Poverty kills.
We want to thank Georgia cancer specialists associated with Northside Comprehensive Cancer Center for this time, and we want to thank God for such a beautiful place we live in, such wonderful weather, and for blessing this country and this holiday. We want you to enjoy your family, but remember to drive safe, don't drink, and what the holiday is really supposed to be.
All right, so I want to come back really soon and discuss maybe at a different time. We could do a different kind of segment on indigent care in America, because every hospital has there's a problem no matter where you're at in America with the indigent care in these hospitals, and that's the people that
Northside Hospital does 5% of my work free on cancer patients. 5% of everything Northside does is free total. It's called Northside Assistance. It's not Medicaid, and it's
what America really wants to know is where the hell you keep getting those tabs.
It's a secret. And the other thing is,
America wants to know.
I am not a fascist, and I am not a Nazi, and I'm insulted, and I'm going to work.
America and Rick will be right back.
Whoa, wait a minute. I'm a deplorable, and I'm a fascist.
All right.
You can't say anything else. We got to.
Yeah.
Are we off?
All right. No.